Oi oi people, Silky here and welcome to the Life a Musician podcast. A podcast I created to help empower my fellow DIY musicians by sharing valuable insights into how to market and monetize your music independently. The Life a Musician podcast is brought to you by my artist services company, Hookins Management. We specialise in helping DIY musicians on smaller budgets grow and monetize their fan bases. You can check out more information on the music artist services we offer and book a 1-hour video call with me for some free advice on your music career at hookinsmanagement.com. Welcome to part 2 of how to build a fan base and make money from your music. If you haven't yet checked out part 1, go and do that now, as it contains lots of valuable information you won't want to miss out on if you're an independent musician that's looking to grow their fan base and increase their income as an artist. If you already checked out part 1, thanks for doing so. I hope you find part 2 even more useful. In this episode, I'll be covering topics such as crowdfunding, self-promoted headline shows, DIY chart campaigns, Death of Guitar Pop's growth marketing investment strategy, plus a ton of other valuable info for you to swipe and apply to your own artist career. So without further ado, let's get into it. Once our band Death of Guitar Pop had put our first 3 singles and accompanying music videos out, we'd built enough of a buzz for our paid ad strategy on Facebook for fans to be showing an interest in a debut full-length album. We realised there was a demand from the small, die-hard fan base that we'd built, all within the first 6 months of launching the band, so we decided to give them the opportunity to help us fund the record by launching our first crowdfunding campaign through the platform Indiegogo. 197 fans raised just over $5,000 so we could record and release our debut album 69 Candy Street. And what we learned through this process is a small, die-hard fan base can essentially replace the need for a record company advance to fund an artist's album release, and even better, the artist obtains 100% of the rights to their music and full creative control. It also guarantees the album will come out on the artist's desired release date, as the artist has the authority and isn't having their release schedule held up by the powers that be at a record label. I've experienced how frustrating a situation like this can be for an artist's career. In my previous band, States of Emotion, the record label we signed to shelved our debut album for 3 long years. I can't lie, it was an incredibly frustrating process that almost led to me giving up on a music career entirely. Thankfully, in my new band, Death of Guitar Pop, I took the DIY approach and it paid off. We've been able to scale the crowdfunding release model over all 4 of our album releases, with our latest album, Be Lucky, raising $38,000 from over 1,000 crowdfunding backers that led to a chart campaign resulting in the album landing at number 30 in the official UK album charts. Not bad for a self-managed and self-marketed band without a record label. Crowdfunding gives your fan base the opportunity to financially support you beyond a simple pre-save on Spotify or pre-order of a CD, vinyl, cassette or download. Not only are you giving your fans the ability to pre-order and donate as much as they can to help fund the record, but you can also offer a range of cool perks in the form of both merchandise and unique experiences. As well as offering an extensive merchandise range, we've also given fans the opportunity to book us for house concerts, have a part in our music videos, come and hang out at the studio, and even sing on our records, and in turn we've received incredible financial support from our fan base that has given us the privilege of being able to make and release records on our own terms without the need for a label. One of the other advantages of crowdfunding, beyond being empowered by your fan base in the form of financial backing for your releases, is the brand building element. If you're scaling these campaigns over multiple album releases, smashing crowdfunding goals of $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 and beyond, this proves you have real organic momentum as an artist. This will in turn widen your online reach and attract the attention of new fans that have discovered you as an artist through them picking up on the online buzz these campaigns have created for you. So not only is a crowdfunding campaign a great way to fund your project, but it's also a clever marketing move that will attract a lot of attention if you hit your funding goal. When you raise a substantial amount of money from your fans as a DIY musician, you're making a statement that shows you're a force to be reckoned with. On the subject of making a statement, I think it's important to talk about two other brand building exercises that have been fundamental in establishing Death of Guitar Pop as both a band and a business. The first of these is DIY chart campaigns. Since forming in 2016, our self-managed independent band has had 2 official top 40 UK albums and 2 singles in the official singles sales charts. Mobilising our fan base to help us hack the charts as DIY artists, taking them on the journey with us as underdogs with no industry support, trying to achieve such a lofty goal to help put us on the map and allow us to compete with artists being backed by labels, made for a compelling story between us and our fans. Jonny and I tirelessly researched, studied and brainstormed all the best methods required to getting a band in the charts independently, and although these campaigns took a huge investment of both time and money, achieving the goal of getting in the charts gave both us and our fan base validation, and these achievements have boosted our profile, which has in turn led to more opportunities opening up for our band. The other brand building exercise that has been key to our DIY band's success is making a huge statement by rolling the dice and self-promoting massive London shows at the 1500 capacity Electric Ballroom and 2000 capacity O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire. It's an anomaly for a small DIY band with no industry backing to be making moves like this. Mobilising our fan base in a similar way to we do with our chart campaigns, that's rally cry is all centred around an underdog story of a DIY band and their fan base putting grassroots music on the map together, has captured the imagination of our fan base and led to huge support around these events. By achieving our goals and headlining these massive rooms, selling an impressive amount of tickets, coupled with the fact we've now got 2 charting albums under our belts, we've proved to the world our band is well and truly established with a huge fan base of supporters, so our artist brand is stronger than ever, and we are in a great position to profit off the back of this momentum through income generating methods such as touring, merchandise sales, sponsorship and fan club subscriptions. Oi people, Silky here. I hope you're enjoying the episode. I just wanted to take a short break to tell you about a fantastic mastering service I recently used for my band Death of Guitar Pop's forthcoming album Be Lucky. Jake from Decent Mastering was a joy to work with from start to finish, and we're so happy with how the final masters of our songs are sounding. Jake is currently offering an incredibly fair pay what you want mastering service to all independent musicians. So if you're an unsigned artist that's on a budget, be sure to hit up Jake for a great service at an affordable rate. Check out decentmastering.com for more info. Whilst we're on the subject of extremely useful services for independent musicians, I've got to tell you about another great company that Death of Guitar Pop has had the pleasure in dealing with recently, and that's TMT Band Merch. These guys have supplied us outstanding quality merchandise at a very reasonable rate for events like our Australian tour, our big headline show at London's Electric Ballroom, and throughout festival season this summer, helping us serve our loyal fan base with pucker merchandise whilst making money as a DIY band in the process. TMT Band Merch understand budget can be tight for smaller artists and offer special discounted rates for DIY musicians. I have to say their customer service has been incredible, and will continue to use them for the foreseeable future for all of Death of Guitar Pop's merch needs. If you want high quality band merch at a cheap price with fast turnaround times, go to tmtbandmerch.co.uk and tell them Silky sent ya. Now, let's get back to the podcast. One final thing I want to cover to conclude part 2 of this podcast is how important it has been for us to reinvest the lion's share of our income back into the growth of the project through the ongoing marketing campaigns we've been running to promote our music, content and products. Jonny and I have sacrificed maximising our own income, and for much of the journey paid ourselves the bare minimum we could afford to, so that we could utilise the funds generated by our band to pump into more growth marketing to get the band seen and heard by as many people as possible. Now that the band has a sizable fan base and an established touring and merch business, we can start to shift our focus on increasing our personal income through the band. But in order to get ourselves to the size we are at, the only way to compete with bigger labels that have access to more upfront funds for their artists than we do has been to reinvest as much as possible into marketing to get the band as much exposure as possible. I hope you found both part 1 and 2 of this episode useful, and it's given you an in-depth overview of the key factors that have been instrumental into growing our band's fan base and business from the ground up. If you'd like to book a free of charge 1-hour video call with me for some one-on-one advice on how to market and monetize your music independently, drop me a DM on Instagram at hookins_management, or send me an email to info@hookinsmanagement.com. Nice one.